What's up guys, it's Matterz, and we actually have a pretty interesting video talking about the upgraded Bowie knife within Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, and we're actually going to be talking about a couple different standpoints on what people have been talking about and what they used to talk about back when Horizon first released, when they first saw the leaked information within the code of Black Ops 3 regarding the upgraded Bowie knife. And as you guys know, you can't really do anything with the Bowie knife as of now within the game, at least with upgrading it. There's no sort of special Easter egg, there's nothing to do with the pack punch, so it's sort of like this hidden thing that people have been talking about. And it's not really a rumor because it's been found within the code, obviously the real DF, and everyone has came out that has data mined the game and basically said, yes, you know, it's in the game that you can upgrade the Bowie knife. Now the problem is we haven't found any sort of clues or hints on how we can actually do this. So it's really been just up in the air, like, okay, is it actually going to be possible? What's going to happen? And we also haven't seen anything of it being taken out of the game. Like with the upgraded Wonder Weapon, we sort of saw the cocoons in the code, but then we saw the cocoons were locked. I guess they weren't taken out of the game, but they were just locked within the code. Haven't seen that with the upgraded Bowie knife, so it sort of gives us the question: are we going to see a later date, or are we going to see it for a different map? And this is a good time to actually relate this back to DLC 3 and what we may see for that map as well in terms of upgrading the Bowie knife, but in DLC 3's case, potentially upgrading the actual sickle. And we're going to talk about all of that within this video. So if you can, please leave a like, that'll be greatly appreciated. Let's try to hit 100 likes, and let's get started. So I'll leave a link in the description. You know, you'll see a ton of codes, and this is all the way back 3 months ago from Horizon, but it's the only thing I can really find because it's the only one that really confirms again about some of the unsolved Easter eggs within Horizon, just to name what was occurring at the time. With the black box Easter egg and the newspaper Easter egg, we got both of those, but then the one that we still haven't found, obviously regarding Horizon, but potentially regarding zombies overall, the Bowie knife upgrade to obviously the Bowie knife upgraded Easter egg, or like the little Easter egg that you have to do to upgrade the Bowie knife. So it's basically confirming there is an Easter egg within the code that you have to complete. So it's not as simple as just taking the Bowie knife and putting it within the pack punch. They say within the code there's a certain Easter egg, probably a minor Easter egg, but it's still an Easter egg that you need to complete to actually upgrade the Bowie knife. So here's the interesting part. I do not think, and I talked about this with the Wonder Weapon stuff with Shadows of Evil, and I talked about this with a lot of stuff like the upgraded Fumigator within Shadows of Evil. Now, I do not think we have still not found it. I mean, it doesn't really make sense after all this time we've just given up. Unless that's the case, we've just given up. We haven't really looked into Horizon, but there's really nowhere else to look. There's nowhere else really for anything to happen within the game that we still haven't seen. Like, we've seen everything within Horizon, and we know everything, we know all the Easter eggs, but the Bowie knife upgrade is still there. So what I'm thinking is that either they transfer it or to a different map, because it's still in the code. It's like a leaked Easter egg within the code. There's no way we sort of just like missed it, you know? We didn't miss it. We saw it in the code, it's there. So a couple things could have happened. One, same thing with the Shadows of Evil thing. I talked about the Shadows of Evil upgrades to the Fumigator, and then obviously the upgrades to the Wonder Weapon being unlockable because of a certain activation within the game. So maybe we have the super Easter egg again, which involves, and that was leaked as well within the code, and involves all the maps, and involves the gate worms that you see when you complete the Easter egg on each map. You have to complete all the gate worms, get all the gate worms and the summoning key for each DLC map to actually unlock a lot of this stuff, whether it's the Wonder Weapon, the Fumigator to get extra stuff in Shadows of Evil, the upgraded Bowie knife to just, you know, use an upgraded Bowie knife, because that obviously would be pretty cool, pretty powerful as well, almost like the Golden Sport from Out of the Dead, and you would get all of these features within this map, or, you know, within the DLC maps that we haven't really figured out everything that the map actually had to offer, or that we found within the leaked information. So that obviously is definitely a possibility. Now, with something else that's actually really possible is relating back to DLC 3. Now, we've talked about the Aparthcon Servant, I guess potentially being in DLC 4. We don't really have confirmation of that, because quite frankly, we don't really know what DLC 4 is going to be like. It may be in Egypt, it may be in Agartha, it may be in the Summoning Key. Like, DLC 4, the predictions are pretty crazy, they're pretty vast, so it's hard for us to really say, like, oh yeah, so since the Aparthcon Servant upgraded maybe in DLC 4, maybe that means the Bowie knife's going to be in, like, a later map, or obviously the upgrade for it. DLC 3, you have an interesting situation if that's the case, considering that, okay, maybe the upgrade's within a different map, they just wanted to put it within a different map, or maybe it's only unlockable within a different map, then once you get it there in DLC 3, it'll unlock itself within DLC 1. That could happen as well, just the same concept of the super Easter egg. But it could be, in this case, a pretty cool thing here, the sickle. Now, obviously, the sickle would make perfect sense for DLC 3, because DLC 3 located, and it's been confirmed to be located within Stalingrad in Russia. If you guys don't know about Russia, Ascension, another pretty insane map, pretty cool map that included the sickle instead of the, Bowie knife, was located in Russia as well, not only within Russia, but very close to Stalingrad, where DLC 3 is. So Ascension and Stalingrad, DLC 3 for Black Ops 3, very close to each other within the real world or within Call of Duty Zombies. So it makes sense that we still would have the sickle instead of the actual Bowie knife, because obviously the sickle was used within that area within the same time period. Like, it just makes sense for us to have a sickle. It's just same location, probably the same Ascension group. We've seen hints at the Ascension group coming back, Gers, Yuri, Reznov even. So it looks like we're going to have the sickle for this map. Now again, instead of an upgraded Bowie knife, we would see an upgraded sickle. So this is another question. Are we going to have a completely different code, completely different Easter egg for this map because of it being a sickle, or are we still going to see a Bowie knife upgrade back on Razendrak, or basically back on any of the maps we have seen Bowie knives to date, really? So that's a really interesting concept. Again, at this point, if you're saying, okay, within the code it says Bowie knife upgrade, but you're saying it's going to be an upgraded sickle, then the only case we can make is that, okay, either we still need to find it within Razendrak, and it's still an Easter egg, an unsolved Easter egg that we just haven't found, or it's going to be for DLC 4, and DLC 4 will basically be this final map that unlocks all of these new weapons, like the Bowie knife, and like the Parthenon Servant upgrade, and just basically anything else we haven't seen, the upgraded Fumigator, just like little stuff like that, unlocks all that stuff, and that will basically that will basically end off the game, unlock everything, and that will be that. So it doesn't really make sense as of now how they're going to do this and how they're going to really put this within the game, whether or not we need to find it or not. We really do not know as of now, but I do think there's a good chance that we're going to see this manifest either in the sickle form for DLC 3, obviously a sickle and then an upgrade sickle, and or for DLC 4. Maybe it's only within DLC 4, and like I said, maybe there's an Easter egg within DLC 4 they need to complete to unlock it within all the other maps that maybe includes the sickle and also includes the Bowie knife, and so you can upgrade all of that with a simple little Easter egg that you do within each DLC map, including Shadows of Evil and the Giant and all that, and then it's just, you know, a simple little thing you can do. So it looks like they're probably going to do that. That's like the most logical thing, or another logical thing is that they're not going to do that at all, but obviously we want them to do something. So as long as they do something, that would be cool. We'll have to see what they do. Really don't know yet, but we still have the lead information to back it up, saying it's in the code, it's there. Obviously they have some sort of plan to do it. They wouldn't just put it in the code for no reason. So hopefully it's cool, and hopefully we get it soon, or it's just unlockable in multiple maps, or etc. It's just, you know, I just want to use it. So let me know what you guys would think about this. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about the upgraded Bowie knife within Black Ops 3 Zombies, and see you guys later. Goodbye.